As a beast for the red and green of Jamestown High School track and field, Sheldon Battle set the marks for the longest throws by a Chautauqua County High School athlete with a throw of 59 feet 9.5 inches in the shot put and 190 feet 10-inch toss in the discus, establishing both these as records, and they still stand today, some 20 years later. Sheldon was a two-sport athlete at Jamestown High School, lettering in football and track and field, and winning 2 state championships in both the shot put and the discus. Sheldon was also a multi-time All-American with the Chautauqua Striders track and field program under Ronnie Graham. On the football side, in his senior year, Sheldon was named first team All-Western New York defensive end, Section 6 Defensive Player of the Year, and was first team All-State on the Red Raider 2000 New York State Class A State Championship football team. After graduation, in a short stint at the University of Buffalo, Sheldon transferred to Mesa Community College in Arizona, where he won the 2004 National Junior College Athletic Association Championship in both the shot put and the discus, and earned the NJCAA Most Valuable Field Athlete Award. Next came a scholarship offer from the University of Kansas, where he was named a 6-time All-American and was a 3-time Big 12 Conference shot put champion, and still holds the Kansas University outdoor record of 68 feet 10 inches. In 2005, he was ranked number 4 in the United States and number 10 in the world in the shot put, and served as an alternate on the USA track and field team and competed in the 2006 Summer Olympics. He has been a volunteer coach for the University of Kentucky, University of Buffalo, University of Alabama, and since returning to his hometown of Jamestown, has served as coach for Jamestown High School and the Chautauqua Striders. And if you need a bodyguard on the way out, I introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Sheldon Battle as a 2023 inductee.
Got real quiet in here. I have a written prepared speech, so bear with me. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming here and supporting everyone, and happy to be here with all the other inductees and all you people here at dinner. So let me get going. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame for this tremendous honor and congratulate my fellow inductees. I have been blessed with numerous role models, mentors, and friends in our community who have supported me every step of my athletic and personal career. This honor is just another example of how our community has rewarded me with their support, and I'm forever grateful. I'm certain all my fellow inductees have had numerous influential people in their lives who have been a driving force behind their accomplishments, and I am no different. While growing up and to this day, very day, my biggest fan has always been my mother. My brother and I were given every opportunity to participate in sports, from soccer as 4-year-olds to gymnastics and everything in between. There was never an off season in our house. Sitting down to eat meals at 8 or 9 o'clock wasn't uncommon, because we were often out and about returning from practice or competition. My mother made sure we were afforded every opportunity to participate in and to succeed in whatever we chose to pursue. When I reflect on my athletic career, most of my memories include my mother. She always found a way to be there, including last-minute decisions to drive to Binghamton for the Empire State Games. I had no intention of going, but she made clear we were going to go, so we loaded up and we got going. I can see my mother ringing the cowbell in the stands as I was in my football game since 9th grade. And I can remember looking over my shoulder, hoping it would stop, but it never did. She must have thought it was good luck, because she donated it to the JHS football booster upon my graduation, just in case they wanted to rattle it in her absence. I can envision my mother pulling her lawn chair to about 3 feet from the sewing circle at home track meets, seemingly thinking this was standard practice. I often had to remind her this was not the spectator area, and she'd have to move back with the rest of the parents. With an exaggerated wave of her hand and a roll of her eyes, she reluctantly dragged her chair back to the designated area and proceeded whooping and yelling, "Come on, Sheldon," as I entered the ring. As I moved on to college, I'd be walking into a coach's office or out to practice, and someone would say, "I talked to your mom today." She wanted to see how things were going. All I could do was shake my head and smile and respond, "Oh yeah?" No matter the distance, my mother still found a way to be involved, and I will always be thankful that she was there. No matter where it was, for the support and for so much more, I am forever grateful. I love you. Thank you. Sports were a way of life growing up in Jamestown, especially JHS football. I have a faint memory of being pushed in a stroller from the Harrison practice field wearing my Uncle Ned's football helmet. Whether it was a real memory or a figment of my imagination, I always felt like it was my duty to represent Jamestown and my family in playing Jamestown football. The name Battle meant something. I wanted to protect that legacy and carry out what my uncle started before me. As writing this, I've said the word dominate to myself, and I got chills. So I still have that, that go for the gusto, just a little bit heavier and a little bit older, but it still gave me chills thinking about dominating. In Bradmar Circle, where I grew up, I was able to hear the drums of the band, and I remember watching the cars flood Strider Field for a 2 o'clock kickoff on a crisp fall Saturday. It was always standing room only, with people lining the fences and stands overflowing. I can recall wearing my Southside Blue Devil football jersey and playing touch football, and as many of you know, with kids, it became tackle football at that point. On the throwing fields during halftime, all I ever wanted to do was travel to the Dome to watch fellow inductee David Hinson and the Red Raiders bring home the title. These memories and the opportunity I was afforded have molded me into the person I am today. As I mentioned, I have countless coaches, mentors, and role models. Truly, there are too many to list names specifically. Without omitting someone, I apologize for that. Please know I am grateful for everyone who donated their time or energy to guide me and provide me the knowledge, inspiration, or courage. My earliest memories include gymnastics at the Boys and Girls Club with Fred Natarelli, Jamestown area soccer with the Moose Mites, Jamestown area midget football, Go Blue Devils. Obviously, I'm a Southsider, so that's how it comes. Babe Ruth baseball, Jefferson Jaguars football, Chautauqua Striders, and JSF athletics. I was reading the Post-Journal sports section a few months back and saw Greg Sherlock had been named the Class C Football Coach of the Year for 2022. I sent him a text congratulating him on the accomplishment, and I received a text congratulating me on my induction into the Hall of Fame and an open invitation to visit him next time I was in his hometown of Fredonia. I am hardly surprised to learn that he is still coaching and mentoring young men. This is only one example of the influential people I was fortunate enough to have in my life. The memories I created playing JHS football represent some of the best years of my life. I built friendships and relationships that I consider strong to this day. Coach Dan Massey and Trevor Hitchcock molded us with the rituals to develop the mindset of Raider pride. And those of you who are Jamestown football, you guys know all about the Raider pride, so we'll represent that. I was asked to play on the varsity team as a sophomore, which allowed me to play with my big brother. As a youngster on the team, I had to earn the respect of the coaches and the other players. We made it to Rich Stadium that year, but lost to Orchard Park. And I hate saying that because Orchard Park has always been our rival. Some of you do know that as well. I'd rather lose to anyone rather than Orchard Park. But how can I not mention that 2 years later, we went undefeated and captured the New York State Class AA championship. I would be remiss not to mention the guidance provided by Coach David Curry, Tom Phillips, Joe DeMayo, and Wally Hucknall. The role these men played in my life is enormous, and I've helped create the fondest memories of my past. Finally, track and field competition was part of my life for almost 20 years. Starting off as 10 years old and ending in my 30s, track and field afforded me the opportunity to meet so many people with the countless visits, countless places, and achieve accomplishments I never thought existed when I spent summers at Strider Field as a youth athlete. Without the dedication of David Reinhardt, Chuck Boggs of the Chautauqua Striders, I would never reach such heights. Throughout every step of my career and to this day, I consider these men the catalyst of my track and field passion. I wouldn't have ascended as I did without the guidance and influence. On my journey, people like Jim Garnham of the University of Buffalo, Jay Olson of Mesa Community College, and Doug Reynolds of the University of Kansas became family. These coaches provided me with a wealth of knowledge, and I couldn't imagine my track and field career without their support and influence. Once again, I would like to thank the community and the people, as many of you are here tonight, obviously, the people and the support from the community who have impacted my life in such profound ways. Without this community and the people willing to sacrifice their time and energy, countless individuals such as myself wouldn't aspire to reach for the sky. To the young people, remember how much your community and family support you and be willing to lean into that support. Never forget who held you up while you were seeking achievement. Never forget the sound of your mom's voice in the stands or the post-game talk with your coaches. Remember where you came from. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sheldon. Take a look at the star medal. Thank you so much.